In this particular series, we want to focus on what it takes to becoming a general manager of your own brand. And once again, we have Mr. Samori Gambra to speak to this. So guys, without wasting much time, let's get into business.
If you see yourself as a general manager of your brand, we can automatically assume that the behaviors of accountability, of ownership are important to you. That's the first part, and that's probably one of the most important parts because a brand has a lot of roles for many different functions within a business. Some it's for profitability, some it's an SKU, right, that is sent into trade. But I think the general manager of a brand understands that the consumer must always be at the center of all of the motivations, determinations, strategic developments, and so forth, and executions that we put into place. Marketing has to be the catalyst of that end-to-end value chain, whether it be supply, whether it be profitability, whether it be demand in the commercial function and driver of growth. You're the catalyst that ensures everything comes together at the end of the day. When you do it well, what you'll recognize is that other functional leaders and role players will look up to you to be able to aggregate or drive that synergy that's required, drive clarity of what the expectation is and how we're going to get there. That is a wide and a large responsibility, and what that requires is leadership, but also acumen across the business. You need to understand the supply side. How is this product made? You need to understand the profitability angle of it. You then need to appreciate you as the brand person, your number one customer, right? Internally, and that's going to be the commercial sales force. From an individual personal perspective, I guess it's about what do we set out to do and did we achieve it? And what do we learn from that, right? Because performance isn't something that is short term. You need to look as a brand custodian for performance for the long haul. We make decisions for the long haul because most would want your brands to be consistent, really clear, compelling, and cut through for the long haul, not necessarily for the short haul. And I think the last part is just around you're not going to do it alone, as we talked about in the previous questions. You're going to be the catalyst that brings everything together across multiples of functions, right? And so that's an amazing and a massive amount of responsibility to take on. And so, individuals who succeed within a marketing sort of scope or a brand management scope, they can go on to do whatever and anything they want to because they have a very open-minded, universal perspective of what drives growth, delivery, and performance. I was running away from law school. So graduated undergrad 2006 in the States, and supposed to be heading off to law school, and I really didn't want to go. But families are sometimes very prescriptive in an African environment of what you will achieve and what success is deemed. So you're either going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, something of that nature, a scientist, something that has many, many degrees on it. So the short end of the story is that I didn't want to do that. So I ran away and said, let me do an internship for 6 months and let me come to Ghana and work with SAB Miller and get a different perspective. And the perspective would be around, a lawyer within a corporate environment would probably be a corporate relations director or some sort of role of that nature. So I took a 6-month internship at SAB Miller in Ghana, 21 years old, doing corporate work. Long story short, I think within 9 months, I was head of corporate affairs and clearly was not going back to law school.